Oh, what I mean by it, I think, if I made that statement, what I would mean by that, if I think about it, a captive audience, meaning the amen corner. That's what they call it in many Christian churches
Yeah.
and whatnot,
Yeah.
where people just agree with everything that you say. No, I always ask people, don't ever believe anything that Neely Fuller says. Why? Because he might be making a mistake. So you want to test what he says and see if he's making a mistake and be able to point out where the mistake is. And he will be very grateful for that, because in counter-racist science, it's not personal, it's business. In counter-racist science, whatever mistake you make is going to infect everything else that you're doing that may have some constructive value.
Yes.
That's just the nature of it. That's the nature of problem solving. So problem solving is all about eliminating mistakes. You eliminate every mistake. You don't keep doing things that don't work. You want to do everything that works and never do anything that doesn't work in the most constructive manner.
Mm-hmm.
So therefore, I welcome people who say, well, wait a minute. Now, Neely Fuller said about 4 things that made sense. But if one of those things, at number 5, makes no sense at all, well, if that's the case, definitely point that out, because you don't want anything in this process, this compensatory process,
Yes, sir.
to have a mistake in it of any kind.
Yes, sir.
Mistakes can be costly.
Oh.
Just one little boat that's missing, say in a railroad track, or one little tie that's not quite where it ought to be,
Yes, sir.
can derail that whole train.
Yes, it can.
All of that work that's been laid out and done, and it doesn't matter if you have just one track. One part of the track is kind of off track, you might say. It's not lined up with the rest of the track. That's all it really takes. And then the whole train, when the train comes down with all the people in it, all the cargo and whatnot, and it goes off the tracks into the ravine, and you got a major disaster.
Like what happened with the Amtrak situation a few weeks ago.
And that's what happens with trains as long as there's been trains. See, just one error. That's all it takes. Just one error. And the whole operation can be shut down for months, maybe sometimes years. Sometimes maybe it never recovers.
Wow.
In what you're doing. So the whole idea is not personal, it's business.
Business.
If anybody, regardless of who it is, it's not the person, it's the mistake. You look at the mechanics. 1 and 1 is 2. And if things don't add up, then you go back to the drawing board and find out why it doesn't add up, and then correct that mistake so that it doesn't derail the entire process.
Yes, sir.
Like I say, barring that cliche from the movie The Godfather, it's not personal, it's business.
It's business.